What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Pisces Omega. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be performing another Cartomancy reading as we follow the journey of the moon through the zodiac signs. Today we find the Balsamic dark moon or the waning crescent moon in Gemini as we follow the moon on our way to a new moon. Before we go any further with the reading, I'd just like to give thanks and gratitude. Thank you, Great Divine Mother. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, vast abundant universe. Thank you, beloved divine ancestors from all the highest realms. Ashe. Now, let's get into it. The moon symbolizes emotions, instincts, roots, the mother, and the people. The moon reveals our emotional landscape, what makes us feel safe, nurtured, and emotionally secure. It speaks to our early imprinting, especially through the mother or early caregivers, and shows how we instinctively respond to life. The moon helps us understand our subconscious needs and habitual emotional patterns, offering a path to deeper emotional self awareness and self care. The balsamic dark moon, or the waning crescent moon, symbolizes incubation, preparation, closure, transformation, renewal, and purity. The balsamic moon is the most mystical and ethereal phase of the lunar cycle. It whispers of endings and new beginnings yet to come. This is a time of incubation and deep preparation, when life slows and asks us to rest, release, and trust in an unseen transformation. Closure comes quietly but powerfully, clearing space for renewal. This is a time for inner purification, for dreaming, healing, and shedding the weight of the past. In stillness, we find purity, and in that purity, the seed of what will come next. Now, with the moon in Gemini manifests itself by the need for changes and spontaneity. Safety lies in thinking about your feelings and sharing them with others. You can be talkative and you speak skillfully and with ease. This ability can be used in literature, journalism, or in counseling. You can correctly predict the mood of a person, You can correctly predict the mood of a person, but do not ignore the deeper emotional motives. You have a good innate ability to keep a cool head, but beware, cold heart can discourage others. Harmony of thinking and feeling is important. You have the ability to easily get acquainted with many people, but it is more difficult for you to maintain a few solid relationships. Moon in Gemini. And so let's get into the reading. We're going to be starting off the reading as usual. Since the moon in Gemini, and Gemini is multitasking, a wide variety of interests. I decided to shake things up a little bit and give you guys a variety, you know, a piece of everything. We're going with this reading. We're going to get offer a piece of everything. As usual, we're going to start off with our motivational quotes, and this gives us a chance to let the ancestors give us a direct line and direct motivational information to us. Ashe. And so let's get it popping. Let me get these things shuffled up. Shuffle these up real good. And I'll be shuffling these quote cards up just like I do any of my other cards. I shuffle them up and I feel good. You think I might like to pre-shuffle these things, but I just have something about doing this stuff organically. Not because I really care about you seeing how the cake is made, but just giving it the air of authenticity, and so you guys can really see the process and how the cards fall. Let's get one more shuffle. Okay, get a nice cut. And these cards have two-sided quotes, so I'm going to be reading the first quote at the beginning of the reading, and at the end of the reading, I will be reading the back of the card like a secret quote, something that's going to just wrap this reading up. And without further ado, let's get into it. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Thank you, Great Divine Mother. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Vast Divine Universe. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Take your destiny by the hand. Grab that bull by the horn. All right, let's continue. We're going to pull one quote from the universe, one Moonology card, and we're going to do one Chakra Wisdom card before we get into the meat of the reading. And you guys are going to start to see a theme of how these things all tie in together. And if you guys like to support the channel, please, man, if you like the content, please feel free, like, share, and subscribe. If any particular things that you like your boy Pisces Omega to read on, please get into the comments or email me at PiscesOmega2300@gmail.com. And also, if you guys would like a personal reading, you can hit me up at PiscesOmega2300@gmail.com. If you guys would like to further the channel, donate to the channel, add any type of value to the channel, please feel free to check my description boxes to see how you can donate to the channel and help further the research, the study, and to keep content like this going. Thank you guys. Ashe. Brand new cards, you know, I gotta break these in a little. Let's get one more. Okay. Let's see one more. Okay. That's good. Let's get a cut. All right. And the card goes, you can always change how you feel, and you can always feel whatever you like. Don't you remember? You bought the upgraded Superior Deluxe Double Plus Good Time Space Package with a side order of chocolate mousse, if I recall. Smooth the universe. As I was saying, you can always change how you feel, and you can always feel whatever you like. I love these notes from the universe cards. You can always change how you feel, and you can always feel whatever you like. Don't you remember? You bought the upgraded Super Deluxe Double Plus Good Time Space Package with a side order of chocolate mousse, if I recall. Smooth the universe. As I was saying, you can always change how you feel, and you can always feel whatever you like. Okay. You can always change how you feel, and you can always feel however you like. Alright. Let's grab the Moonology cards. Now I'm the waning Balsamic moon, the waning crescent moon in Gemini. Shuffle these up. Okay. Let's get one more. Alright, let's get a good cut on these. Alright. And the card is the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Reflect on your priorities. Okay. Keep this thing moving. Reflect on your priorities. Now let's get these chakra wisdom cards going. Let's get a nice little cut off these. The fourth heart chakra, peace. I will meditate and be peaceful and calm in my interactions with others and the world. Peacefulness comes in me, giving up love of power for the power of love. I invite peace to be a part of my life. I make time to experience my own inner stillness daily. I continually develop an inner sense of calm, and I trust that everything will be right. Feeling good about myself will help bring peace into my life. The fourth chakra, the heart chakra. The heart chakra deals with what? Love, generosity, compassion, and forgiveness. Thank you, great divine mother. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, vast abundant universe. Thank you, divine beloved ancestors from all the highest realms. Ashe. The last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Give me 1 second, y'all. I did want to expand on that card. Okay. Before I get into the reading, I just wanted to expand on the last quarter moon. The last quarter moon, the energies of these cards represent conclusions and cleaning the old to make way for the new. Cleaning out the old to make way for the new. Last quarter moon. And this is the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Drawing this card suggests it is time to be more grounded and work out what really matters to you. Once you clear about your priorities, you can start to allot time, energy, and focus on them. If you want to create something solid, it takes a mix of good ideas and practical work. The most important thing to work, but now is what's really important. Alright, let me start that over. Sorry about that, y'all. Drawing this card, it's time to be more grounded and work out what really matters to you. Once you're clear about your priorities, you can start to allot time, energy, and focus to them. If you want to create something solid, it takes a mix of good ideas and practical work. The most important thing to work out now is what's really important to you and whether you're living your life in accordance with that. If not, this card is a nudge to make changes so you can achieve what you want. Manifesting mix. Here we have an energy that's modern and cool, and another that's rustic and real. Never the twain shall meet. Manifesting mindset. Once you know your priorities, it becomes possible for you to work out where to focus your attention in terms of your life and your manifesting. Ashe. Alright. Reflect on your priorities and peace. And don't forget, you can always change how you feel, and you can always feel however you like. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Okay? Now, let's get into the reading. Let me shuffle these up one time. Give these a good 1, 2, and a 3, and we're going to get into the reading. Little stubbornness. I feel like a little stubbornness, like the little spirit of stubbornness is coming. What's going on? Do a nice and smooth. Alright, let's get into the reading. First card, Two of Clubs, Gemini energy. Twos represent communication, partnerships, one-on-one communication, things of that nature, you know. And with this card, this is about debating, arguments, you know, but this is about trust and teamwork. You know, this card is about trust and teamwork, you know. Passionate conversation or debate. This is about passionate conversation, passions. This is also about trust. You know what I'm saying? And this is also about things. Twos represent, you know what I mean, things that also, the two of clubs represent things that we have done before. You know what I'm saying? Things repeating in our lives, you know, or a second chance at something, you know. So for many of us, this is like, it seems like something that whatever's going on, it's more like second chance energy right here, you know. Like I said, twos represent partnerships, exchanges, one-on-one relationships. The two of clubs, though, you know, represents, this is the helping hand, you know, business partnerships. You know, somebody's trying to help us out. You know, we're a team, and we need what? Honesty, and we got to trust each other. It also relates to things with point, like I said, repeating in our lives, something that we've done before. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are second marriages, or like a second child, or a second honeymoon, or a second crack at an opportunity that we have let pass us by. It's like a second chance at an opportunity that we had let pass us by. You know what I'm saying? But this time we have a chance to double back. You know what I'm saying? And do that right. You know what I'm saying? With hope. You know, and partnership with this time with a team around us, an honest team around us. You know what I mean? And as long as we reflecting on our priorities, you know what I'm saying? Boom, everything should work out good, right? See, six of diamonds. Sixes represent the plan, path. You know what I'm saying? The path, harmony, things of that nature. You know, balance. See, pathways or journeys. You know, this is distance. Six of diamonds represents distance. It represents steps that we got to take, steps towards our goal. You know, we're talking about it. We're talking about our goals, our plans. We're talking about steps that we need to make towards our goals, you know, towards our financial goals, you know what I'm saying? Also, some of us might say, hey, you know what I mean, to get this goal done or get to where we need to go, some of us might be looking to purchase a car or some type of vehicle or something to get us around, you know. Six of diamonds represents charity, harmony, and cooperation, you know, harmony and cooperation. You know, and so we got the two of clubs. The clubs, you know, we're talking about luck, growth, activity, work, and social interactions, you know. Into the diamonds, which is energy, you got to put that energy, power, imagination, money and rewards, legal judgments, you know. But the clubs going into the diamonds is an increase in our power. And this is the rewards from the work. This is, you know, as we get to, like I said, joining in partnerships, you know, building our team, you know what I'm saying, working, being harmonious and cooperating, you know, and now that's how we increase our power, increase our money, and that's how we even increase the rewards from our work. You know what I'm saying, by coming together and collaborating, you know. Nine of spades, Taurus energy, you know what I'm saying? And see, what nines represent changes, you know. But in this card, you know, this is changes for the worse. You know, things, you know what I mean? And this is about blocks, you know, maybe us not getting us enough rest, you know. These are some things that keep us up at night, you know, worrying, you know what I'm saying? Spades energy, and this is what? Troubles. Spades represent negativity and problems. We talk about the challenges, failures, you know what I'm saying? Maybe of the past that we're thinking about here, you know. You know, and these are the things that's keeping us up at night. You know, they're talking about the struggle. You know, we're trying to make sense of things, trying to make sense of the events that's going on around us. You know, it's like I said, some of us have been getting over. Some of us have been, you know, getting over illnesses. You know, what I mean, not really feeling as well as we think we should be. You know what I'm saying? You know, but this is all of all. This is like this nine of spades energy, this Taurus energy. This is about, you know, something that, I mean, thinking about things that's holding us back. Thinking about the things, it's like, you know, us revisiting things, you know, about, it's like, you know, about the mistakes of our past. So we're sitting here worrying about the mistakes of our past, you know. Nine of spades, Taurus energy. Five of diamonds, you know what I'm saying? But see, but this is imagined problem. This is all in our mind, you know. With this five of diamonds here, with this Sagittarius, this Jupiterian energy, this Jupiter energy here, you know what I'm saying? And we got to get back into it, back into our energy and our power and our imagination, you know. And fives represent what? The body. Fives represent, Five of Diamonds represents, the beginnings, what I mean, buying things, shopping. And it's just talking about things that we need to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's also talking about our spiritual authority. There's a lot of us, we're not really, with the Five of Diamonds, it's like we're not really flexing and operating in our high spiritual self with our spiritual authority, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're not walking in our spiritual authority. You know what I'm saying? And when it's like we're susceptible to deceptions. But that was on the past. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us feel as though sometimes things we have messed up in the past, or things that didn't go so right. It's like we would, well, how did this happen? We figured I had everything figured out. You know what I mean? But what I mean, hey, but this Five of Diamonds is saying, listen, just imagine problems here. You know what I'm saying? This is imagined problems. Understand that, right? And like I said, imagine problems, and you're on an upswing. You know what I'm saying? Your finances will improve. You know what I'm saying? Five of Diamonds, Six of Diamond here. You got the Jack of Diamonds. You got Jack of Diamonds energy. So this is about finances. You know what I'm saying? We stand. What's keeping us awake at night? Our finances. The message about finances and maybe education and learning things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe learning new skills. You know what I'm saying? And and some of us, you know what I'm saying, is really like it's like, we fascinate. It's like a fascination, you know what I'm saying, it's a wonder, I mean, we got to understand this. We got to get our mind, we got to get our imagination going, you know what I'm saying? And some of us, like, hey, even if we have to, travel and educate ourselves with more education, you know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring this together. We got to bring this together harmony. We got to come into our spiritual authority. You know what I'm saying? And some of us got to travel. Some of us got to put these things together. See yourself taking up a higher education, even if it's not necessarily in a college. Going to college. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's something more about being self-taught, putting the work in for yourself, learning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And using your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand the money will come. You know what I'm saying? The money will come. But this is about money, you know what I'm saying? But this is about actually, it's like, studying, like being self-taught, self-study, you know what I'm saying? Really, what I mean, figuring out what we want to do. And, it's like not about, going to school or class, but it's about being self-taught. It's about studying and putting the work in, putting the groundwork in for yourself. You know what I mean? Ace of Clubs, you know? Ace of Clubs is what? The newness. This is about a new job. This is about new opportunities. Ace of Clubs represent Libra energy, you know what I'm saying? And Libras is talking about this balance that we need to find, But Aces is representing a new beginning, new jobs, new opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Um, New goals, new goals, you know, new goals. Things is brand new opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And it's about really, and things are going to come fast, and it's about putting that practical application to it. And understand that things are going to go fast and they're going to start growing. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we start using our spiritual authority, when we start understanding like these are imagined problems, you know what I'm saying? With this Five of Diamonds energy right here going into the Ace of Clubs, it's like, hey, we got to apply our power. We're not, listen, this Ace of Clubs right here is saying with the Five of Diamonds, like we're not applying our power. We're not walking in our spiritual authority. You know what I mean? We definitely not walking in our spiritual authority. We got new jobs. We got new opportunities going on, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's about building trust. And right now, building courage. You know what I'm saying? We need strength. You know what I mean? Right here, we got to be strong right here. We got to overcome things. You know what I'm saying? We got to discipline ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to overcome our desires to understand that then, boom, with this Ace of Clubs energy, with this Ace of Clubs, with this Libra energy, this is about the relationships, building trusting bonds, and it's about success in business, you know what I mean? And our efforts will be rewarded, you know what I'm saying? Things will grow. You see things start coming on the increase with the Ace of Clubs going into the Two of Clubs here, gives you three, which like things is growing, you know what I'm saying? Things are starting to move forward, you know what I'm saying? Slowly, when you start exuberant, when we start getting into our power, you know what I'm saying? When we started using our gifts, you know what I'm saying? Things start moving forward for us, slowly by slowly, bit by bit, by making practical developments, you know what I'm saying? Small steps toward our goals and achievements and plans. Things are growing. things are definitely growing here. You know what I'm saying? Eight of Spades. You know, eights represent groups. Groups of people. You know what I mean? Thoughts of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like and Eight of Spades represent. You know what I mean? Things. And coming into things that it's like the old things of the past. You know what I'm saying? With this mutable energy, with this mutable earth, this Virgo energy. You know what I'm saying? It talks about rumors and gossip. You know what I mean? People spreading bad words about you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is really getting caught up. This is about angry. This is about violence. A lot of bad people. A lot of us is coming out of situations where we've been running with bad groups and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of uncertainty about what's going on in our political things that's going on in the political arena. You know what I'm saying? With with the rumors and with the wars and things of that nature. And it's like people trying to use that. You know what I'm saying, to foster negativity. People is using this thing that's going on out here in this political arena to foster negative, and to hide behind that so they can get into their little nefarious activities. You know what I'm saying? With this Eight of Spades energy right there. You know, like Eight of Spades, like these people is like using every negative thing they can. You know what I'm saying, to like kind of like hide behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Using this like misdirection, using what the media is putting before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? So they can get their little nefarious things jumping off in the background. You know what I'm saying? 9-17. And this is about blocks. It's about breakthroughs. But this is about decisions that we got to make. You know what I'm saying? We got to make decisions. We got to make big decisions. We got tough choices to make in this. You know what I'm saying? 8 + 9 = 16. 7. This is about blocks. You know what I'm saying? These people are, and it's funny. Like you always, no matter, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's always saying about this opposition that's coming against us. You know what I'm saying? With groups, and these people are depressed because their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been using. It's like a group of people who've been using negative energy. They're using dark energy. You know what I'm saying, to try to maintain their hold on what's going on in society. You know what I'm saying? But that's slipping away. You can see that's kind of slipping away, and they're using that to block. They're using the last little bit of influence they have. They're using it to block us and bring us increased difficulties and bring us problems with work. You know what I'm saying? Or any things that they can, any type of monkey wrenches they can throw. You know what I'm saying? It's like a group. It's like a gang. You know what I mean? It's like a dark group of people. You know what I'm saying? These people are they're money hungry. They're warmongering. They just want to keep things going. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, to really hide their true intentions. They're really trying to hide their true intentions. You know what I'm saying? But this is all about where you got spades now, heart, and trying to keep things, and try to keep us emotionally invested, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But this is about healing. This is about healing. Physical healing, emotional healing. With this Six of Hearts, you know what I'm saying? With this Scorpio energy, again, back to the past, back to the plans, back to the path, and this is about karma. You know what I'm saying? See, this is about karma. This is about the past, things that we have done in the past. We have been in this some of us have been in this crossroads before. Some of us have been, this crossroads, some of us have been in this position before, you know what I'm saying? And, and it seemed like, boom, it's like deja vu all over again. As soon as we put ourselves in position, there's so much that happens that goes down that tries to block us, you know what I'm saying? And where can we find our peace? You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to come in through with our meditation. You know what I'm saying? And being calm in our interactions with others. You know what I'm saying? Peacefulness comes as a gift of love. You know what I'm saying? Peacefulness comes in me, giving up the love of power for the power of love. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they have a love of power. And that's what is going on. People have a love of power, but they don't have the power of love. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Because understand this. This is all karma. These things have been repeating. You know what I'm saying? This is like a cycle of things. You know what I'm saying? But this old cycle, these old cycles are dying out. And these old cycles are dying out. You know what I mean? This is about, bonding with others. You know what I mean? Growing. You know what I mean? Growing feelings. Collaborating. Building trust, having a team. You know what I'm saying? Having cooperation and harmony, things of that nature. And with two sixes on the board, things are eventually going to start coming into place. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely. But we got to be confident. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to start falling into place. You know what I'm saying? But we got to keep reflecting on our priorities. You know what I'm saying? Understand what we got going on. And just like the universe says, you can always change how you feel, and you can feel however you would like. But remember, we bought this. We came here to do this. We bought what? The upgraded Super Deluxe Double Plus Good Time Space Package. You know what I'm saying? We came in here to do this work, you know what I'm saying? And some of this time is not all the way easy, you know what I mean? And because we got opposition. And these oppositions, you know what I'm saying, they're strong, they seem like they're more organized. And, only because, they have a singular goal, a singular mission, you know what I'm saying? But now it's time for us as we continue to grow and grow together and harmonize, you know what I'm saying, and begin to cooperate with each other, building trust, things start growing, little by little, using our spiritual authority, you know what I'm saying, and understand this is karma, you know what I'm saying, this is the path, this is the plan, as long as we stay focused and true to the plan, you know what I mean, things are going to start coming together. Things will start falling into place for us. You know what I'm saying? Again, with another six, now you got 3 sixes on the board here, and it's talking about, you know, getting together. Now it's talking about getting together because we leaving stuff behind. You know what I'm saying? But this is again talking about hurt feelings and emotional pain. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, you know what I'm saying, we got hurt feelings and emotional pain because sometimes, some people we gotta leave some people behind. Everybody is not going to go on this journey. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's we gotta embark on that path. We gotta walk away. Six of Spades, Taurus energy, fixed energy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it speaks about walking away from a bad situation, and and that's the pain because it's like some of us we tried to build. With certain people, we tried our build, we tried our best, we put our best foot forward, we put all the energy that we could into it, you know what I'm saying? But, eventually, we just had to walk away from it. Or we in the process of walking away, you know what I'm saying? And this is, because in the past we went down that dark road. We've made bad decisions. We ran with the wrong crowd. We've been with bad people, you know what I'm saying? And, all types of stuff, And now this is about leaving things behind that don't serve us anymore. We don't need this stuff anymore. It's time to walk away from these situations. It's time to walk away from these difficulties. You know, it's time to walk away. Some people have left us, and literally we might be walking away. Not even driving away, walking away because people have taken advantage of us, of hospitality. People have taken advantage of our homes, our cars, everything. You know what I'm saying? Some people have, they've used us and they just really sucked us dry, and now you don't even have nothing. They think that you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? They took your car, crashed your car up, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are literally walking away. You know what I'm saying? But walking away is the best thing for you right now. It's like not even worrying about the past. Excuse me. Not even worrying about the past. You know what I'm saying? Not even worrying about this karma. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the best thing for you. You walking away, you turning your back to these old energies, you know what I'm saying? These things that don't serve us anymore. And now this is the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to a bright future, looking for what's ahead of you right now. You know what I'm saying? With this King of Diamonds energy, with this Mars energy, you know what I'm saying? And it's about, again, when you walk away from these, you understand that all these things, all these problems, some of these things we brought onto ourselves. We were so busy trying to hold on to people, you know what I'm saying? And they were just sucking us dry. We holding on to things that don't serve us. You know what I'm saying? And this King of Diamonds energy shows us, hey, you know, it is time for us, you know, to move on. You know, Mars have that fighting spirit. You know, Mars is about activities, energy, and being courage. You know, and being assertive. You know, you have to be assert yourself. You know, Mars certifies our inner fire, our drive. You know, and the way we pursue what we want. It's time to get what we want now. You know, it reflects our instincts for action and courage. You know, and how we deal with the challenges or desires psychologically. You know, Mars speaks to how we assert boundaries, how we handle frustration, and how we channel our energy into meaningful pursuits. You know, healthy Mars, you know, helps us act with purpose and integrity now. You know, it's about acting with purpose and integrity now. You know, when with this King of Diamonds energy, understand that we have the power. It's time to take the power back in our hands and use our intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You know, use our resources for us now for the things that we want. You know what I'm saying? You know, get on, walk away from these things, and understand we walking into new experiences. You know, we getting with people who wants to travel, who wants to go the same road that we want. You know, and it's all about learning. You know what I'm saying? About having the power to having to take control of our finances now with this King of Diamonds energy. It said, listen, saying, walk away from these things that don't serve us. You know what I'm saying? Take control of our finances now and be bold. You know, Mars energy, that Aries energy. You know, channel our purpose, channel our energy into meaningful pursuits. You know, help us act with purpose and integrity. You know what I'm saying? Using our spiritual authority, being of good faith and strength, and showing courage. You know what I'm saying? Trusting in the people around us, trusting in the team, and the harmony and cooperation. And understand, putting these things, you know, things that used to keep us up, the things that used to drain our energy. You know what I'm saying? With this nine of spades energy. You know what I'm saying? This nine of spades energy. You know what I'm saying? Things that we used to even like just have. You know, some of us it's just like we didn't even have the energy, just drained us. You know what I'm saying? We just physically depleted. You know what I'm saying? About the people that was in our lives. You know what I'm saying? And with this group of people, this sad group of people, like this Eight of Spades energy here. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's about leaving them behind. You know, the King of Diamonds say, you know what I'm saying? We moving on. We taking our energy out of it. And some of us might even existed in Eight of Spades. Some of us might even been in this gang. You know what I'm saying? Been a part of this negative group. Been a part of this energy right here. You know what I'm saying? But it's time to, you know what I mean, pull ourselves away from that. You know, we embarking on a new journey. You know, Six of Spades, we walking away from this. We putting things down that don't serve us. You know what I'm saying? And we walking into the fullness. With the see this moon right here, we walking into the fullness, the newness of life. You know what I'm saying? We putting these things behind us. We putting these old things, and it's going to be sometimes hurtful to walk away from something that we knew or something that we were so comfortable with. You know what I mean? But to put the love in ourselves, to put our resources in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? To put the time and energy into ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. You know. You know. Listen. The fourth chakra card says, "Look, I invite peace to be a part of my life. And I make time to experience my own inner stillness daily. I continually develop an inner sense of calm, and I trust that everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right, bro." Let's get a bit of clarification in these. It's about walking away from things that don't serve us now. You know, even some from family members, even from old relationships, even from people who we've known forever. It's time to get away. Thank you, Great Divine Mother. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Vast Abundant Universe. You know, hey, listen, man, destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. You know, what choices do we want to make? You know, or are we going to choose ourselves? You know, it's time to choose us. Stop letting people guilt us, you know, and spending our resources on them, all our time on them, all our resources, all our energy on them. Look, man. Hold up. See that? No guts, no glory, man. No guts, no glory, man. Let's get a little cut going on. Let's give a quick clarification. See what I mean? Eight of spades right there. Eight of spades again. First card. Look, it's about what? Walking away. See all that argument, that tough debate. You know what I'm saying? Eight of spades energy. Walking away from these bad people. Walking away from these bad crowds. You know? It's time to get away from this depression. On top of the two of clubs. You know what I'm saying? The two of clubs is what? It's time to get on. It's just time to get on. You know what I'm saying? And be with people that we trust now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we've done this before. You know what I'm saying? We've done this before, but we've done it with the wrong group of people. You know what I'm saying? We've been in business with the wrong people. We've helped the wrong people. We've been helping depressed people, people who've been draining our energy, draining our resources. You know what I'm saying? We've been helping out the wrong people. And these people haven't been honest with us. You know what I'm saying? This has been happening over and over again. These are cycles that have been happening over and over again. You know what I'm saying? With these people who have been draining us. Eight of spades energy. This Virgo energy. This mutable earth. This Virgo energy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And these people are depressed. It doesn't matter what you do for these people. It doesn't matter what you do for these people. It's never enough. They always got something going on. And they always just taking and taking and taking. And eventually you're going to take whereas though there's nothing left to take. You know what I'm saying? You've given them all the way. So that's why it's important to walk away from these people. It's important, you know what I mean? We've argued and we've fussed and, you know, everything, you know, and they just, hey, and why is it not taking, why you say, why are they not growing? Why are they not getting a clue? Because these people are here karmically, you know what I'm saying, to drain you, to stop you, to block your energy. They here to block your energy. You know what I'm saying? They here to cause you problems at work. You think these people was, you know, here to help you. These people are here to block you. They literally here to block your blessings. You know what I'm saying? And where's the reason and for what reason? And for what reason? And where's the where's the fairness in that? You know, what reason? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. You know, Ace of Diamonds. Aces will, again, represent something new, the beginning of something. This is the beginning. See the Six of Diamonds? See this Ace of Diamonds on top of the Six of Diamonds? You know what I'm saying? And now it's time for a new hope, new seed, new fire. You know what I'm saying? This Aries energy, this Mars energy, you know, on top of the Six of Diamonds. You know, yeah, we got to take steps towards our goals. And you know, we got to take steps, you know, and build the new future that we want. You know, and building with people who we're going to be in harmony with, building with people who are going to be and that we're going to cooperate with. You know what I'm saying? Building with people who got our like minds. You know what I'm saying? And with this Seven of Diamonds, I understand, and this is the hope that we need because now you building with people with the same mind, same like, you know what I'm saying, and you starting to see the progress. You know what I'm saying? So now this is where we get the hope. You know, this is where we begin to heal now. You know, because we walking away from these things. These are walking away from these problems. You know, and when you start seeing your finances improve, you start seeing your situation improve. You know what I'm saying? You start putting your energy into yourself. You know what I'm saying? You start taking accountability of yourself. You start having that Mars energy, you know what I'm saying, doing for yourself. And don't have to apologize. It's about not being apologetic. You know what I mean? Come on, how much can you give? And you gave and you gave. You don't have to be sorry for anything. You know, destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. And there's nothing wrong with choosing you. There's nothing wrong with choosing you, because when you chose them, these people kept you with money problems. These people kept you, as long as you was with these people kept you in financial strafe. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't making ends meet. You was poor. You know what I'm saying? You broke. You know what I mean? You got anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's working on your mental. You know what I'm saying? These people are designed to frustrate you, to block you, and literally take you down, take you out. You know what I'm saying? But now this is about coming into healing and stepping into your power. You know what I'm saying? This is about really stepping into your powers. You know what I'm saying? Stepping into your spiritual powers and flexing your spiritual authority. You know what I'm saying? People that wonder, like, and being bold and confident in this. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being like, oh yeah, well, it's my time to shine. No, man, it's still about being humble and loving. But it's nothing wrong with being confident in yourself and having courage and faith and move on to these new situations, these new endeavors in your life. You know what I'm saying? Showing power and authority. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with exhibiting your power and your authority and your confidence. Your ace of hearts now. You know what I mean? You talk about something new. You know, new home, new seed, new loves, new family, new friends. You know what I'm saying? Moving to move. Sometimes you just gotta move away. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move away. And this is about healing. Even moving away from them old places, moving away from these. Even if you got to move away from the old house and something new, get a new home, just a new beginning. This is about a new beginning, a new breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? Power and exhibiting your power and authority here with this Ace of Hearts. You know what I mean? With this Moon energy. You know what I'm saying? With this Moon energy here. You know? And this is about what? Using your instincts. You know what I'm saying? And because it's all about us feeling safe and nurtured and emotionally secure. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being emotionally secure. You know what I'm saying? Using your instincts in this. Use your instincts in this. And understand this. 2 aces on the board. This is your power and authority. Power and authority in your new hope, new seed, new fire, new income, new everything coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have no resources. You're starting to reallocate resources or redirect resources back to yourself. You know what I mean? Back to your heart, back to your family, back to your new beginning. This is all about new beginnings and a rebirth. You know what I'm saying? 8 of clubs. And now, boom, you see in the balance. And now instead of, being with people who working against you, 8 of spades, these people who are so depressed, nobody, people that you can't, you can't work with, you can't please, you can't make progress with. Now you get into about working, careers, goals now. Now it's about getting to your goal with this Ace of Clubs, with this Gemini energy. This is Gemini energy right here. The 8 of Clubs. This is about the plans for the future now. Now it's about moving on to the future now. Moving away from these people later for these bums. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. And it's about, and this is about 8 of Clubs represents, you building your future, and rapidly build. It's like it's no time to waste. When you see this Gemini energy, this mutable air, the air is fast. You know what I mean? Air brings change. It brings it fast. And this is about repetition and swift movement. That was it's like taking advantage of your situations, and now you don't have a second to waste. Swift movements to create your stability. When you use your spiritual authority, you know what I'm saying, and now you're creating swift movements to create your stability. You know what I mean, and it's about what, being creative. You know what I mean, because you wasn't creating here. You know what I'm saying, with this Jupiter energy. You know what I'm saying. With the spiritual authority, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't using your spiritual. Now that you are, you know what I'm saying. Now that you are, you know what I'm saying. Now it's time to start really moving forward and building strong. 2 aces on the board. It's like boom, and it's like, and now it's like and the mood is light, and you feel better when you start working and you seeing the progress that you make. It's like, when you start seeing the progress that you make. You know what I'm saying? With 2 8s on the board, this is about now. It's like now you having a good time with it. Now we can have fun. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about having fun. Now we having a good time with this. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're getting over these things. And if you see the other side, we've come through. Some of us have come through some of the darkest times. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good. And even though, yes, things, around the world might be here, might be, not. But understand this. This is a good, for some of us, this is the time of our lives, because now we have taken control. We're making the choices for us. You know what I mean? We're making the choices for us. Now we're changing. We're making the changes for us. Putting energy into our well-being, into what we want to do here. This Eight of Clubs energy. Mutable Gemini and just mutable air. The thoughts about us, the groups, the careers, the new goals. It's about what you want to do now. You know? Four Spades energy. You know, and this is the thing. Trying to block us, you know, with this Four Spades energy. You know, fours represent stability, and it's about being stable. Fours represent balance and stability. Things of that nature, you know what I mean? But, you know, with this Four Spades here, you know, after the Eight of Clubs, you know, and it's about people that still, you got to understand, it's like, don't go back. It's like, you know, don't go back in time. Because it would be an injustice. It would be an injustice, you know what I'm saying? But this is the cycle. This is the creation. You know what I'm saying? This is the cycle. This is the cycle. These things. And, you know, this is about destruction and renewal. You know what I'm saying? These people try to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? This Queen of Spades energy. You see this Queen of Spades. These people, these females. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These old, and this is, and it represents like a older energy, a mature energy, like an old energy. You know what I'm saying? They blocked us. You know what I'm saying? These people did not have our best interests. Like Kodak said, you didn't have my best interests. These people was all about what they could get from you, what you could do for them. You know what I'm saying? But this is about the destruction. You're destroying that new cycle, that old cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's about renewal now. It's like putting that thing to bed. Building something new. See? Two of Clubs. Building, putting that ahead. Putting that old energy to bed now. Putting that old energy to bed now with the Two of Clubs. Here we go again. See, now here go the Two of Clubs. You know? And because now what we're doing, we actively working through our problems. We getting away from those people. Look, the Two of Clubs on top of the Eight of Spades. You know, we're getting away from them people. We actively working through our problems here. Actively working through our problems. You know what I'm saying? We building. You know, with a new team. You know, we got with people to help us. You know what I'm saying? People that care about us. People, like I said, people that we're on the same path with. You know what I'm saying? And now the energy that we're putting into this, you know what I'm saying, is now you can see stuff moving now. You know? Like I said, this is about business. Somebody now, we got people that's honest. We got a team around us now. A team and trust. Like I said, this is a time, this relates what, 2 times? This is the second time, 3 times, how many times? You know what I'm saying? But we got another chance to make these things right again. You know what I'm saying? These things is happening, you know what I mean, right before our eyes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a helping hand. It's a beautiful thing to have a second chance. You know what I'm saying? People, because people understand. Listen, they knew the people that now that they came. They're like, listen, we know what it was. We knew it wasn't you. We were just waiting for you to make the decision to get these people around you that wasn't serving you. You know what I'm saying? Now, once they saw you moving forward, putting these things out your life, you know what I'm saying? Cutting these people off, making these tough decisions, they came right back with the same offer and maybe even a little bit better situation. You know what I'm saying? With the Ten of Clubs energy here, you know what I'm saying? It was right there waiting the whole time. And for real, it was like right in the nick of time. This is about endings. You know, it's like you put that cycle to an end. Ten of Clubs represent, you know what I'm saying? Now it's about the accomplishments that you can do now. You know what I'm saying? Now you start to accomplish things. Now you start completing your goals. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? We're on the journey. You know what I'm saying? You're putting those old things to bed. You know what I'm saying? 8 to 2, the 10 of Clubs. You're putting those old things to bed now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's about building. It's about taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for our actions and building and having a success. You know what I'm saying? Because then the clubs represent the accomplishments, the achievements, the success, you know what I'm saying, that you was always meant and destined to do. You know what I'm saying? But these people were just holding you back. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you do have a responsibility. And don't look at it as a burden. Listen, this is what you asked for. This is what you asked for. Hey, don't you remember? You bought the upgraded Super Deluxe Double Plus Good Time Space Package, with a side order of chocolate mousse, if I recall. You know what I'm saying? And so don't look at it as a burden. Don't look at this is your responsibility. This is what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? But these is things that you keep putting that positive energy into this. Things are coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? So something new can start. You know what I mean? Because now, listen, you're moving with more confidence. You're moving in your power. You're moving in your authority. You know what I'm saying? And you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. And you know what I'm saying? When you build, and you know what I'm saying, through rapid repetition. You know what I'm saying? Things are happening fast. This club's energy, listen, Gemini energy. This is Gemini. Dark boss, you see the dark energy. Things are happening fast. Things are happening fast. You know? Because this is about what? Transformation. This is about what? The renewal. The dark moon, this Gemini moon, this dark moon, this balsamic dark moon in Gemini, this waning crescent moon, this talks about being prepared, incubation, time for things to grow, and it's about renewal. You know what I'm saying? And purity, transformation. You know what I'm saying? And it's about what? Step into your spiritual power, your spiritual authority. This dark balsamic moon represents the most mystical and ethereal phase of the lunar cycle. It talks about what? Endings. It talks about what? Putting these things to an end. These things have to end so something new can begin. This is a time for incubation, deep preparation. Life starts to slow down. People starting to block you, trying to slow you down. You know what I'm saying? Ask you to rest and release and trust and the transformation. Closure is coming. Listen, and that's what we're doing. We're putting closure in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Quiet, but come powerfully. And we're clearing the space out for the renewal. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's time for dreaming and healing, shedding the weight of the past. Shedding the weight of the past, walking away from the past. You see that? Walking away from the past. You know what I'm saying? The seed of what will come next. What's coming next? Success. Work, a lot of work, but success, achievements, accomplishments, goals. And you see this moon? The moon, here's the moon. The King of Hearts here. Using our instincts, using our emotions, you know what I'm saying? Revealing our emotional landscape. What makes us feel safe? You know what I'm saying? What makes us feel safe? Speaks, especially through our early, how we instinctively respond to life. The moon helps us understand our subconscious needs and the habitual emotional patterns, offering a path to a deeper emotional self-awareness and self-care. You know what I'm saying? King of Heart energy. Power. Great protector. Supremely protected. King of Hearts energy. Cancer energy. Trying to be assertive. And time to exert our power. You know what I'm saying? In a loving way. You know what I'm saying? The King of Hearts here. Listen, have our best interests. And these friends, these people, you know what I'm saying? They got our best interests at heart. They're kind, loving. You know what I'm saying? This is family. It's like our father energy, brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is a male, our friends, family man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a time to, and he gives us the power. He gives us a sense of security. But the King of Hearts here is telling you everything is going to be fine here. You know what I'm saying? And you are secure here. And we got your best interest at heart. We got your back here. You know what I'm saying? See the Two of Clubs? Because we a team now. We're a team. We trust. We building things. And we coming back. Listen, yeah, that we had problems before, but that was only because of the people that you had around you before. You see how they listen? Two of Clubs, Eight of Spades. Eight of Spades, Two of Clubs. You see how you reverse that? You see what I'm saying? You see how you reverse that energy? Because now you've put these people, you've made yourself a priority. You've made this business a priority. You've made your relationships a priority. You've made your family a priority. You've gotten these people, these leeches, away from you now. And we've always been here. We were just waiting for you to make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? The King of Hearts, like I said, the King of Hearts got your best interest at heart. And it's in a very powerful way. Very powerful way. And yes, for some of us, it's very emotional, you know what I'm saying? Because, they thought, hey, what you thought? You thought that, that you wasn't going to be able to do this. Or you thought you had messed up, you know what I'm saying? But no, man, no, these people recognize the good in you. They recognize your heart. They recognize your spirit. You know what I'm saying? They recognize that you was the one the whole time. But you had to take the first step. You can't be a baby forever, man. You got to take them steps. And that was about healing. You know what I'm saying? It's about healing and a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Two of Clubs, you know what I'm saying? The teamwork, the trust, you know what I'm saying? Things repeating in our life, coming in with the King of Hearts, this club energy, coming into the Hearts energy. You know what I'm saying? This is a happy outcome. Developing emotions. Like I said, it's a happy outcome. It's a very emotional time for some of us. You know what I'm saying? Very emotional time for some of us, you know what I mean? Because boom, it's like, oh my God, we made it. I thought I wasn't gonna get another chance. I thought I messed this money up. Seven of Hearts. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for joy, happiness, you know what I'm saying? Enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, you put these things, when you walked away, Six of Spades, when you Six of Spades walked away from them things, when you took that path, when you walked away from these things that wasn't serving you, when you got away from people who wasn't, didn't have your best energy, your best interests at heart, you know what I'm saying? You begin to heal. You begin to heal yourself emotionally, physically, you know what I'm saying? With this cardinal energy, this Cancer energy, you begin to heal, begin to have new feelings starting to develop, you know what I'm saying? Letting these secrets go, these things of the past, let your imagination grow. You started healing emotionally, you started getting over these blocks, these emotional blocks, these things that held you back. You started walking away from these things. Sevens represent troubles. You walked away from them troubles. And you got on your path, you got on your powers, you know what I'm saying? You started leaning into your spirituality, You ended these troubles. It's about Seven of Hearts represents, ending emotional trouble, you know what I'm saying? Having more devotion, love of family, you know what I'm saying? Love of family, love of self, healing these relationships with the Seven of Hearts of the Seven, healing those relationships, healing those things. You see the people that came through, it came back for you. They came back to heal those old wounds, and let you know, hey, listen, hey, that past was the past. Now it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? With a bright future. With a new bright future. You know what I'm saying? Two of Clubs energy. With a new partnerships, I'm gonna help you. When they extended their hand to you, but this time you gotta trust that everything's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? You've done this before, you've been here before, but now you're here on a more solid level. You know what I'm saying? You got a firm foundation now. You know what I'm saying? And you've put these things behind you. You've walked away. You've done the work. A lot of us have done the healing. We've done the work, and we've put people in that proper perspective, in that proper place. We've got away from these people. Three of Hearts. And see, and then with the Three of Hearts, how things start growing. And now this is beautiful things growing. This is growth. And now here comes the growth. You know what I'm saying? The growth and the building. Three of Hearts. The celebration. The collaboration. Because you put these things behind you. The Scorpio energy. Now it's time to transform. You know what I'm saying? Using, this moon to put stuff in perspective. You know what I'm saying? And you're ready for the renewal. Things are growing. You know what I mean? You're getting over these things. You know what I'm saying? You're putting your old rivalries to bed. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a wonderful thing to have joy and peace. You know what I'm saying? Ten of Hearts. Things have been set in motion. Ten of Hearts energy here. Things have been set in motion here. You know what I'm saying? You putting things now, it's about happiness now. And it's time to have fulfillment. Happy life. Happy family life. Like I said, things have been set in motion. You've done the work. Things is a plan. You know what I'm saying? We've made plans. We've set these things in motion. You know, and now it's time to, you know, move on, to get over the fear of repeating the past mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We moving past fear of repeating mistakes and things of that nature. You know, moving past that. We're moving past that. And then with Eight of Hearts energy, this is about journeying now with the Eight of Hearts, and the Seven of Hearts gives you the Eight of Hearts. You know, now the eights. This is about the family. This is about the emotional thoughts. This is about the group, the people, the celebration. You know what I'm saying? Coming together and partying and welcoming us into a new life. You know what I'm saying? Into a new understanding. You know? To a new life, into a new understanding. And this is a direct message from my loved ones, from my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? 10, 11. With the Jack of Hearts energy. You know? This is a message from my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? A compliment. They're telling you, listen, job well done. And we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the work, the ancestors, and we appreciate the work that you've been doing. We appreciate the work that you've been putting in. You know? You know? And these are the things that's coming to the surface, you know what I'm saying, as we start to contemplate, as we start to look back at all the things that we've been through. You know, we just start to look back at all the things that we went through. We're like, wow. And we came a mighty long way. You know, we've come a mighty long way. 3 8s on the board, you know. And this is a major change now. You see, now, putting these things behind us, using the power of the Balsamic Dark Moon, you know what I'm saying, being prepared, be able to transform ourselves and renew ourselves with purity, you know what I'm saying? And now it's major changes. Major changes, a major shift in power here. You know what I'm saying? And some of us are destined, you know what I'm saying, for great things, you know what I'm saying? And maybe, hey, the second time around. And for some of us, it's a third time around, you know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, keep at it, you know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to do what serves you. Put those things in the past that don't serve you. Don't be afraid to walk away from things, walk away from something bad, and right into something good, walking right into your new future. You know, destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. You know what I'm saying? Reflect on our priorities. You know what I'm saying? And then practice. Meditate. You know what I'm saying? I will meditate and be powerful and calm in my interactions with others and the world. But peacefulness comes in me. Giving up the love of power for the power of love. That's what it's about, man. Giving up the love of power for the power of love, baby. Let's flip the other side of the motivational card. Understand this. People forget how fast you did a job, but they will remember how well you did it. People forget how fast you did a job, but they remember how well you did it. Listen, everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming through for this reading. It's been an honor. I'm your boy Pisces Omega. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel if you guys found value in the content. Please leave comments below, you know what I'm saying, or what you would like for your boy Pisces Omega to read on. Please, like I said, if you want to donate, please look into the description boxes how to donate to the channel. If you also would like a personal reading from your boy Pisces Omega, you can hit me up, you know what I'm saying, look in the comments, hit me up. My Gmail is Pisces Omega 2300 at Gmail, and I'm waiting to hear from you guys. And like I said, listen, whatever you heard today on this broadcast, if it relates, if it resonates, let it marinate, and if it don't apply, let it fly. And as always, man, I love y'all guys, man. Y'all take it easy, man. I'm out. Peace, love, and so.